Oh, goodness. Sorry, I was talking to our guest. Our guest is in the studio already, Mr. Pastor Ron Vietti with Valley Bible Fellowship. He's going to talk about their 50th celebration coming up over the weekend. Get you guys caught up on all of that. I will also discuss what I didn't even do the whole intro, huh, Chris? Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. You're listening to, I'm your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Current Radio. Check us out online, currentradio.com. We're streaming on, what is this? YouTube. God, it's gracious. We're streaming on YouTube. Just go over there, search Current Radio, and you can follow along. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you hit the notification bell, you were lucky because you probably got a notification around 11:50 this afternoon. Me and my daughter were in the studio. She was out of school today. No, she wasn't playing hooky. She wasn't sick. They didn't have school on a Friday. She had to come hang out with Dad at work for a little bit. So I said, let's record a video. Let's do some fun. Let's have some fun. And I brought her in the studio, and I meant to keep the video private so I could go back and edit it later and maybe put it out for you guys to be able to watch. But Dad screwed up and went live on YouTube.
Still figuring this YouTube thing out.
We're still trying. Yeah, I'm an old man. Technology doesn't suit me so well. We went live. So if you get, that's why you should hit that notification bell in the corner, because when we do stuff like that, you'll be notified and you can say, what is JR going live at 11:50 in the afternoon for? Then you would have seen me and my daughter sitting here, and I was playing. I said, let's make a video and I will play songs that I grew up listening to in the 90s. And I just want you to just react to them. Just tell me what you think. We did that for about 10 minutes. I played her probably 4 or 5 songs. I will edit the video. If you got to watch this live, hats off to you. You probably were like, that's funny, but I'll edit it and we'll repost it as well. I also had to drag her to a press conference this morning. The poor kid doesn't have school today, and she's got to run around with Dad and go to work. I did go to the press conference this morning. If you were listening to the show yesterday, you heard me just briefly mention it, that there was going to have a press conference this morning. The city of Bakersfield, the manager, Christian Clegg, and city councilman Bob Smith were going to be in attendance, and they were going to be talking about this jail bed task force that they're putting together in order to try to find more jail beds for the city. And that's all I mentioned. And then Sheriff Donnie Youngblood called in. You can go back and watch that interview from yesterday on everything that the sheriff said. He was not in attendance. City Councilman Eric Arias was also in attendance. And there was an older white gentleman that I was talking with in the hallway yesterday about this very thing, task force, jail beds, who was kind of debating me on it, and I was wondering why. And I kept thinking, Uncle Mike, you're getting soft in your old age. What's wrong with you? Well, I walk up to the press conference, and who is standing on the steps behind the city manager who is talking about this jail bed task force? None other than Uncle Mike Turnipseed from the Kern Taxpayers Association. Traco Matthews was also on the steps out front of the City Hall. So I'm assuming both of them will be a part of this jail bed task force. I spoke with Eric Arias afterwards. I said, Eric, I spoke with the sheriff just yesterday. He said he's against this, and this, and he doesn't understand what do you hope to get out of this? What is this task force being put together for? The sheriff told me he gives you 10 beds a night. Last night you used 8 for frequent flyers is what they call them. Because even as the councilman Arias noted, look, we don't really need that many beds. And I said, yeah, it's probably 24 people causing a whole lot of ruckus that we need to put away for a little bit. And he said, exactly. I said, well, the sheriff told me that he's offered you the jail, that he would lease you beds if you were willing to staff them with your officers. Now, Uncle Mike jumps into the conversation, starts talking about, well, the sheriff has a problem and I'm going to get in trouble. Uncle Mike's going to be pissed at me. I know the sheriff listens, so I'm getting caught in the middle here, but I don't care because I'm going to tell you what they tell me. I don't gatekeep. For those of you that don't know what gatekeeping means, that means when somebody tells you something that you keep it a secret. It's gatekeeping. It's a little slang for you guys. Uncle Mike jumps in and he's like, well, the sheriff has the problem, you know. If it's manpower that's the problem, why doesn't he take a percentage of deputies off of the streets so he can man the jails? I said, so then you're going to leave the streets without deputies? How safe is that? I said, why don't you just lease the jail like he's offered you? And Eric's like, I didn't realize he offered us that, but I mean, that could be part of that's what we're doing here. With, you know, it's a little bit of the discussion. I said, was that something you'd be willing to do? Would you lease the jail? Would you be willing to take some of your officers off of the streets to man the jail? Because how can you ask that of the sheriff if you're not willing to do it yourself? Just like when I ask Chris or Dawson or Ralph or Scott to do something, I'm not going to ask them something that I'm not willing to go do myself. I asked Chris, you want to go to the Raider game on Monday? I'm not going to ask him to go to the Raider game if I'm not willing to go myself. By the way, we might be doing the show live on Monday from Las Vegas. Because we going to the Raider game on Monday.
I have obligations as the Raider affiliate to cover the game.
Yes, Chris is on our sister station, ESPN 1230, 101.1 FM. He hosts the Early Bird Special. You can hear it every morning from 7 to 9 a.m.
If you listen this morning, you heard the voice of the Raiders, Jason Horowitz.
They do a weekly interview with the voice of the Raiders. We are the Raiders affiliate. You can listen to all of the Raider games on our sister station. And so we go into the game on Monday. We got press passes and everything. I'm just saying, I'm not going to ask Chris to do something that I wouldn't do myself. Just like the city shouldn't ask the sheriff to take. Now, and it wasn't the city that said that. Let me make sure. Let's be clear. That didn't come from the mouth of anybody that works for the city. That was Uncle Mike. You can get mad at me all you want to. But I love it when I walk up to the press conference and all the heads turn, because I'm not your typical media guy, I guess. I don't come with the camera in tow and the microphone. I got my notebook. I can film. But Uncle Mike saw me walk up and was like, oh, what's JR doing here? And I kind of looked at him like, Turnip Seed, what are you doing here? So I don't know if this is just a push to try to somehow, some way make the sheriff react. If you know Donnie, you don't push Donnie, okay? I don't speak for Sheriff Youngblood. But I can tell you, I've noticed, I'm not saying the sheriff's old, but in his as he's aged, he's got a little more tougher, actually. It really starts to, again, I don't speak to the sheriff, but he give a rat's behind. Sheriff's going to do what the sheriff's going to do. So that's what came out of the press conference this morning. Not sure where they're going to go from here. I saw Chief Terry, as soon as I walked up. He said, hey, JR, give him a handshake. I said, nice to see you, Chief. After the press conference is over, I turned around. I said, got to get you on next week, Chief. He said, what do you want to talk about? Come on, Chief. He laughed. So hopefully we'll talk to Bakersfield Police Chief Chief Terry next week. I also had an interview scheduled with Eric Arias, city council member, come Monday, but we're going to have to pause that because, again, we will be in Las Vegas doing the show live from Las Vegas. So Mr. Arias will come on later in the week. But I'd love to talk to Uncle Mike Turnipseed, or Mr. Traco Matthews, and get their thoughts on exactly what this task force is going to be and what exactly they hope to be able to accomplish with it. All right, let's go to a break. I got all out of the way. We do have a guest sitting in the green room right now, Pastor Ron Vietti, Valley Bible Fellowship, celebrating their 50th this weekend. Give you all of the details, take a little history of the church, Pastor Vietti, and talk about the celebration and how you may be able to attend. If you haven't gone to church in a while, this weekend is a great weekend to get there. So come on out. Got to get to a break. Did Scott give away his fair passes at all this week? I'm sure there's a family 4-pack I can sneak away in there and give away. And also, I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything. Chris, am I supposed to say anything about Megyn Kelly?
Well, we can tell them that
the show is on. I'll say that.
There you go.
The show is on. Megyn Kelly will be coming to Bakersfield. So glad to hear that. So glad to hear that. Evil will not prevail, and we cannot let it. Get to a break. Get to our guest. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Ralph Bailey
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It is a What the Faith Friday. That's right. What the Faith Friday, every Friday here on the JR Show. We like to bring in different people from different parts of Bakersfield and around Kern County to talk about, God and Jesus and, the cross and religion and all sorts of different topics. We've had Maddie Jansen come in. She's talked about her new podcast that she's doing with her husband for families. And who else have we had in here? Pastor Bart from New Life and a couple different people. We'll keep going. And this week we have the pleasure and the honor of having the one and the only Pastor Ron Vietti over at Valley Bible Fellowship. They'll be celebrating 50 years of ministry in Bakersfield. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, JR. I appreciate it. And 50 years, I can't even believe it.
That's quite some time.
That's a long time. I started the church when I was 24 years old.
I was gonna say, what got you started? Did you grow up in the church? Were your parents pastors and
No.
ministers?
Oh,
Did they
so
have
far
anything?
from it.
Really?
You know what? Honestly, I was that guy that I didn't think God existed.
Wow.
I made fun of Christians.
So we kind of had the same walk growing up.
You too, huh?
Yeah, I started off in church. We went to not St. Francis, but Our Lady of Guadalupe on California. I was
Okay.
baptized Catholic. I'm Hispanic. We do that kind of a thing. And then as got older, I think I started going to communion. And then my dad was coaching baseball, my T-ball team, and it was like baseball or catechism. And we chose baseball. And so I slowly just got away from church. And I became very cynical. And I became that guy that, again, I was very far from God, didn't know if he existed. I questioned whether I could find God without religion. I questioned, I used to say things like, God doesn't come in my house, I don't go in his. I mean, I was out there, Pastor.
So like to me, we were part of the same tribe.
Yeah, that's why when you said it, I was like, wow, really?
Yeah. So what happened with me, I was raised in church, but I saw a lot of hypocrisy.
Mhm.
And I went away from the faith. And I didn't even care for religion. But what happened one day in our early marriage, we just had our daughter, and I had done some horrible things. We don't even want to get into that. I don't think there's hardly anybody listening that was a worse husband than I was,
Yeah.
to put it that way. And said she's going to leave me. And sometimes women get mad and say that, but I knew this. She meant business.
This time was for real.
So I went out and found a Bible in my garage, an old Bible my mom gave me, brushed the dust off of it. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I said, God, I don't think you're real. I don't think you even exist.
Wow.
But if you do, please show me you're real, because I need you right now. And the rest is history.
Goodness gracious.
That's the way I got saved.
Really? And then you just started going to church and then.
And then what I did, I wanted to be a lawyer. And I'm still one class. I'm just one class short. I'm a paralegal. I could be with one class. But that's what I wanted to be. And so I got so radical, I just started sharing my faith. I found out that God was real. I didn't think he was real. I mean, did he ever answer that prayer or what?
Right.
And lo and behold, I always tell people, I started a Bible study and it got out of hand. And now it's
Valley Bible Fellowship
with 6 campuses.
Wow, 50 years later.
Yeah, that's just what happened.
Where did you guys start at? Because you haven't always been on East Brundage, right?
No, we started in a Quonset hut. In fact, we'll have a video of it this Sunday as we celebrate our 50th anniversary. But a Quonset hut. I mean, we had bar stools for chairs. I had like 15 chairs. We had loungers, those old ones you had in your patio.
Right.
Anything anybody would give me. We had a nursery, which was a closet in the back, and I hung a curtain between the closet and the front. And we knew 3 songs, and we sang them a cappella, and they were written out cardboard. Now, get this, you'll love this. I got frustrated after a year or so, saying, man, I'm getting tired of a cappella. Now, my wife and I had been married 4 years. And so lo and behold, I told her one day as we were going to Lancaster, I said, you know what? I'm going to start taking piano lessons. She goes, you? I said, yes. Why would you do that?
Jeez.
I'm tired of singing a cappella. She looked at me. Now get this, JR. Married 4 years. She says, well, I'll play the piano if you want me to. I said, you play the piano? And you never told me?
Yeah.
Said, you never asked me.
So she already knew how to play piano, had let you go up there a cappella for all
yes.
that time, and then said, "Oh, by the way, I can play."
That's a real story. Then she started playing for us. So we started this Quonset hut. Then we went to a Kirby shoe store building, and then we went to the old Calvary Bible building. It's now the Boys Club, or it was, and we just kept moving until somebody gave us 10 acres, and it became 20, and it became 30, and we built the sanctuary we're in now.
Did you? You said it started off as just a Bible study. Did you mean to start a church? Did you ever
No.
think that you would be a pastor?
No, if you would have told me I was going to be a pastor back then, I'd still be running because I had no desire. Like I say, I just got into my Bible study and I was very passionate, and I just turned into this big old thing. I didn't know what to do with it.
Wow. And then it just, like you said, it just grew and
It
grew
just
and grew.
blossomed. Yeah.
Wow. What are some of I mean, you know the Charlie Kirk story, right?
Oh yeah.
What are some of the hardest things that you have to deal with?
Oh gosh. Criticism. That's one. My wife says I don't handle it well. And my life's been threatened.
Is that from her or from other people?
No, just criticism in general. But then my life's been threatened 3 times.
Wow.
And so there's been some close calls. I did not know this was a dangerous profession, but I've had to deal with that. And what are some of the harder things? It's just
And growing a church, you know what I mean, to what it is today. You started so small. And what are some of those obstacles? I mean, you're trying to reach the unreached and do something, you know.
there's all kinds of obstacles because I'm kind of a perfectionist. So when we were smaller, I'd want to get a good worship leader. And these other churches, these big ones, would pay people big salaries. And I go, I don't have them.
They ain't got no money.
I'm not going to be able to get those. So I led worship myself. And my wife played the piano, believe it or not. And so a lot of obstacles. And then, just keeping it relevant. Again, I tell people all the time, a big church isn't everything you make it out to be. I'm not so sure that's the way God intended it. I have people now that I'll meet and I'll say, hey, are you new to our church? No, I've been there 11 years, 8 years, 6 years. I go, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
And that isn't meant to be that way. But I would tell people all the time, I say, we didn't set out to make a big church. We just set out to glorify God. And
To spread
this is what happened.
to spread the gospel.
This is what happened.
This is what happened. We'll talk more on the other side of the break. Got to get to the bottom of the hour news. Sitting with Pastor Ron Vietti, Valley Bible Fellowship. Got their 50th celebration going on this weekend. We'll tell you where, how you can attend, all that. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. We're also streaming on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search up Kern Radio, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell. You can see us every day that we go live right here at 2 o'clock. You can also find us on social media. Just look up Kern Radio, Facebook, Instagram, X. I'm also out there, JR Flores, or why not JR? We have a guest, Pastor Ron Vietti with Valley Bible Fellowship. We've been talking about the history of the church. I want to talk to you about like today's society and how is that preaching in today's world, because I get two different kind of sides of it where I find hope and then I lose hope. I find hope because I see this younger generation of kids that are starting to really get loud about Christ and about their faith, and they're not ashamed of it, and they're confident in walking in it. And I see those kids and it gives me some hope. But then I see things that, like what happened this week with Charlie Kirk, and then I see the reaction to those things, and it gets me disappointed, and it makes me lose hope in man. And then I have to constantly, this week I did anyways, have to constantly remind myself that my hope doesn't come in man. My hope isn't from man. My hope is from the Lord. And if I keep putting hope in man, they're gonna let me down every single time. How do you preach to that?
You know, I'm passion driven. So I'm not like most pastors. I can't tell you what I'm preaching on from 3 weeks from this Sunday. Whatever I'm passionate about on Friday, that's what I preach on Sunday.
Yeah, you let the Holy Spirit kind of.
So I just want to keep it simple. I want to take a passage or whatever God gives me, apply it to our life. I don't teach a lot of doctrine on Sunday morning. Now, I do have a Monday morning Bible study at 6 o'clock a.m. at our Northwest campus, and about anywhere from 60 to 100 people attend that in the morning. And we really tear the Bible apart.
Hold on, let me write that down, because I will be there this.
Yeah, we just tear
not
it
this
apart.
Monday. I'll be in Vegas.
Okay, all right.
But the following Monday, you said Mondays at 6 a.m.
Mondays, and I'm not positive I will be there the following Monday because I'm in Vegas. I think I might be. I know I'm there this Monday.
Okay.
I'm there 3 Mondays or 4, whether it's a 5 Sunday month or not. But every time I go to Vegas, I'm not there. So check with me and I'll tell you if I'm there.
Okay. Yeah, but Monday morning Bible studies, and that's where you kind of go deeper into doctrine.
Oh yeah, we just go really deep.
But for Sundays, and you have a whole.
Yeah, Sundays, I just whatever's on my heart. I mean, sometimes I might take a passage that I taught on a deeper level on Monday morning, and I might just take it and just dwell on it for a while and say, here's what I get out of this passage. Simplify it a little bit. And you know what's funny? We got a lot of young people, especially in our Vegas church. And Josh, my son, who you know,
oh yeah,
he told me a while back. He says, "Dad," I said, "I'm getting too old, Josh. I don't know what to do." He said, "Dad, believe it or not, there's a movement today that a lot of the young people want these older people to mentor them."
Yeah.
I said, "You're kidding me," because I notice when I speak, I spoke back in Texas this summer, San Luis Obispo, several places, and it's the young people that are keeping me over after the service.
Yeah, that's as I said. That's where I find hope. I see this generation coming up that's just excited for the Lord, and again, confident and not ashamed of it.
They're hungry.
Yeah.
They kept me in San Luis Obispo this summer going, and you say you can learn to hear God's voice. How does that work? And they're all excited. And so I spent some time with them saying it's more simple than you think.
Yeah.
I said, have you ever been convicted? You know, you sin or something, you know, that's the way God speaks to me a lot, through convictions that won't go away.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, they're hungry.
That's how you know the difference between your conscience and conviction sometimes, if it doesn't go away.
Yeah, and when you pray,
your conscience will come and tell you something, and you can wash it aside.
Exactly.
When you're being convicted, it's a constant, hey, this is this.
And when you pray, it even gets stronger.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Yeah. And when they ask you, how do you hear God's voice? Because people out there are like, you can hear God's voice.
I have a whole teaching on it, like 4 ways or whatever that you can hear God's voice. And we do that. And, you know, the main thing is, I developed this phrase when I first got saved, and excuse my grammar, but I said, he either is or he ain't. and now I've been kind of going over this quite a bit lately, going, guys, I see the Bible like brand new compared to what I did 30 years ago. Either every promise in that book is true or none of it is. And very often we go to these great, change. We want to prove. We want to talk around it. For example, I told the congregation a while back. I said, "Look," I said, let's take out a few verses. And one of them I brought out was, "If you ask anything according to my will, I hear you and you're going to get it." I said, "Why aren't we wearing that verse out?"
Right.
I mean, anything. That's a blank check.
Just ask.
Anything. If it's according to my will, you'll get it. And then I tried to show them the patterns in the Bible, how prayer worked. I said, there's patterns. And once you learn these patterns, you won't stop praying. You won't give up. So anyway, see, I'm getting excited now.
Good. Get excited, Pastor. Preach it. It's a What the Faith Friday. We could do that on the What the Faith Friday.
You're the leader here.
Take it. No, yeah, no. And you guys have your 50th celebration going on this weekend. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you know what? It's 50 years. I started the church with 10 teenagers 50 years ago. And about one of the few things I've done right is I have hung in there and I've kept showing up. Resigned a few times, but God always talks me out of it. But yeah, this Sunday, we're expecting a lot of people. And we're going to have food trucks, rock climbing stuff outside. You're going to have probably a petting zoo, pony rides. I mean, I can't even name all the things we're going to have. And it's going to be like a small version of the Kern County Fair.
Oh, nice.
Some Christians have a problem with that, but I don't, because I went to Israel 6 times. And when they have holidays, they party. That's what they do. Of course, they get drunk. It's so drunk too, but they party. And so we see nothing wrong with that. All that stuff's outside. We have the service on the inside. We'll be doing flashbacks of 50 years, which is just crazy funny. And then in the afternoon at 4:30, people can come back. We have food. We have outside entertainment, bands playing, and then another short service at 7 o'clock. Then aerial fireworks.
Fireworks
at 8 o'clock. Yeah, outside.
Nice. So that's all happening out at
happening this Sunday.
Out on campus, out on East Brundage, right?
Yes.
What's the address out there again?
2300 East Brundage Lane. Now we also have services at our Northwest campus, but they'll be joining us. They'll have morning services and they'll join us in the afternoon. I get people come from Texas, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, everywhere. So
how many campuses do you guys have?
We have 6.
6 total, not just
that we birthed. Yeah.
What do you have? 2
in Bakersfield, and then we have Las Vegas that I birthed, and I go once a month. And then we started a campus at Tehachapi that's kind of going and not right now. And then we have Thousand Oaks where my son-in-law pastors.
Oh, nice.
And then we started Ventura, 2 trees and atmosphere down there, atmosphere in Thousand Oaks, and then 2 trees in Ventura. And I'm trying to think. Then we, of course, we have 2 campuses here.
You mentioned Vegas.
Las Vegas.
And I'll be in Vegas, and you mentioned you go there about once a month. Sin City.
Yes, I do.
Sin City.
I went there.
That's the name of it, Pastor.
20-some years ago, I felt God tell me to go to, it was weird. I knew God was telling me to start something. And it went on like a year, and I kept telling my wife, I said, I feel like I'm supposed to start a church somewhere, but I don't know where. And so one day, my poor wife, I'm a radical guy to live with, she walks in, and I have a United States map out. I said, pack your bag. She says, why? I said, we're going to go to Idaho.
Idaho.
Why? I don't know. I know I'm supposed to start a church somewhere. And I like Idaho. So let's start there. And we drove into Idaho. She's always wanted to see it. I got about 5 miles from the town, and I go, this isn't it.
This isn't where I'm supposed to be.
We're not going to see it. Boise?
You didn't even.
No. I said, we're going to.
You turned around and drove out.
One thing led to another. And she hated Las Vegas because I had a gambling problem at that time. Or I did have pretty, a year earlier or 2. And anyway, God told her it's supposed to be Las Vegas. Of all people, she won't even let me stop and get gas when I drove.
You just got to go right through.
So anyway, making a long story short, God finally got a hold of me. And I went over and signed a $750,000 lease on a building, and then went out in my car and actually cried, going, what did I just do? Wow. I don't know a single person in Las Vegas. And now we run probably around 1,000, and we have 3 services, a beautiful sanctuary. And so I still go there once a month.
Now, you told me you go to a convention all the time as well during the break.
You sure you want to do that?
I do. You told me you have a booth at a convention every year in Vegas. Not currently, but
for 10 years. We finally, they kicked us out for being too Christian. I want to go back, but yeah, for 10 years, we had a booth in the Las Vegas annual porn convention.
Just going right into the heart of them.
Well, you wouldn't believe it, but we gained a lot of members from
I
that porn
imagine,
convention.
yeah.
We went out, rented a booth. We would go there early every morning and spend 30 minutes, 45 in our hotel. And we rented a hotel room just for prayer.
Right.
And we'd get on our faces and pray. And we'd go in and we had, oh gosh, we had Brian Welch from Korn. Of course, I led him to the Lord. And we had his book. We had books on how to get off porn, how to have a good marriage. We had thumb drives on every subject you could think of. We had a prayer request board. We took prayer requests. And believe it or not, we were one of the most popular booths in the porn convention.
I imagine.
People came, and we had a lot of people saved at our booth. And so it was fantastic for 10 years until one day a guy came along and said, I'm getting you out of here. I don't like you here. And he made enough squawks that they kicked us out of there.
Wow.
And
That's unfortunate because I believe that one of the biggest thing that men struggle with is porn, is pornography, and it does a lot to the mind. It affects your marriage in so many ways, and it's just a terrible thing.
we thought, why wait for them to come to us? It's in our city, Vegas. It's there. And so we go out every morning. We would start before they open the doors, praying. We'd bring people donuts. They're going, you people are crazy. But I truly believe that we'll see hundreds in heaven because we would give them all of our stuff free. It cost us like $10,000
to be there. Yeah.
And you know what they did? They went home, had their bag of porn. After they burned themselves out on that, they got down to our stuff. I believe that it was probably, well, not probably, I know it was probably the biggest outreach we've ever had. And we'll see fruit from it in heaven.
Oh, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will, like you said, because eventually you burn through that. It's not feeling. It's not long-term feeling.
And people say, at Pastor Ron Vietti, they just go over there because they want to da-da-da. I said, we're not like you. The strength of the Holy Spirit after we got through praying 30 minutes to an hour every morning. I mean, I kept asking the couple of guys with me and 3 ladies with me, are any of you being tempted? They said, no, not even a bit. I said, me neither. We didn't walk around, went to our booth, did our thing.
Sat there and let people come. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I could just go on and on. I had people come to the booth and give their lives to the Lord, crying, weeping.
That's beautiful.
It's crazy.
That's
absolutely
beautiful.
Crazy.
That is so beautiful. What's the future of the church look like?
Well, you know what?
I know you got some things going on. You guys got podcasts and a lot of stuff coming.
There are rumors going around that I'm going to retire.
No,
Sunday, but I'm not. It's just a rumor. I'm going to step back and hand the organizational part of the
Who
church.
started the rumor? Was it your wife?
Probably me.
Probably you. You started it yourself.
I think I had a frustrating day. I'm resigning anyway, and it just had a life of its
They all
own
looked
after
at you
that.
like, again. Like,
Again,
he'll
yeah,
be back. Don't worry.
Probably me, but yeah, I'm going to hand the organization over to my son Josh and Pastor Vince. The young guys are going to start running the church. Period. I'm going to keep preaching. I'm not going to stop, and I'm going to keep doing my Bible study Monday morning. And our podcast is coming back.
Nice.
Off the mountain in October. And so I'm going to give myself to those things and then traveling around to other churches and preaching. So for the average person in the pew, they're not going to see any difference at all.
Right.
Except the young guys will be running all the day-to-day operations.
Nice. And then you mentioned other things coming to the church. Can you say those things?
Yeah, we're for years I've said we need to do life together because, JR, we can't grow a lot always having a preacher in the pulpit talking to us in the pew.
Well, church,
You
it's
don't
more than
grow that way.
it's more than Sunday.
No.
Church isn't
Yeah.
just on Sunday. It's every day.
So we're building pickleball courts. They should be done in November.
Wow.
Pickleball courts, wiffle ball fields. We have a gymnasium with basketball. So let's say on Wednesday night, you're coming to church with your family. You park your car and you go. The young people, we have high school and junior high on Wednesday night. We're going to our classrooms, youth rooms. The wife said, well, I'm going to go in one of the 3 Bible studies going on right now. And the guy said, well, I'm in the pickleball league, so I'm going out there tonight. Or I'm going to go shoot baskets because we got a basketball league. And here's our thought. People say, well, that's so carnal. No, what's going to happen? That's where real life happens.
That's fellowship.
People
That
get,
is
they get mad,
fellowship.
lose their temper. We get to pray with them. They open
Ooh.
up to us.
Ooh.
Somebody gets hurt. We go out and pray, and they're spontaneously healed. I mean, we're going to do life together, get to know one another. That's where the rubber meets the road.
Well, and that's what I think we need just in society in general is getting back to those connections, because I feel like we've gotten so far with social media, and as much as that is supposed to connect us, I feel
It's
like
not.
it's disconnected us in more ways, because we don't get that human touch anymore. We're not actually doing life with each other anymore. So I think that's a beautiful thing.
I tell our youth pastors every year, I said, where the rubber's going to meet the road is when you go to Magic Mountain.
Right.
And a kid gets his feelings hurt. So you get everybody around. They all pray for them. They start hugging them, loving on him.
Uplifting
and then he
them.
starts pouring out to them. That's where life happens.
Right. Yeah, because everybody's good on Sunday in the pew. It's what happens when you get knocked down on Tuesday.
Exactly.
How do you react to that? Somebody told me one time it was an analogy of what's in your cup. I don't know if you've ever heard this before.
I don't know.
So say you're walking down the hallway, right? And then somebody bumps into you and you spill your coffee. You spilled coffee out of your cup. Why did you spill your coffee?
Because you were filled with it.
That's right. Not because somebody bumped into you, but because that's what was in your cup. And so what's in your cup when somebody bumps into you is what's going to spill out. If you're filled with the Lord, if you're filled with happiness and joy that comes from the Lord and only from the Lord, that's what's going to come out of your cup.
I use that illustration. In fact, I used a different one 3 weeks ago, though. I had a cup of milk and I poured some chocolate syrup in there. And I said, this is every Christian in the room. It's still white milk. But if you stir it up, look, it changes.
Oh,
you've got to get filled with the Holy Spirit, get stirred up every day.
Oh, I like that.
And then you're a whole different person when you get filled with the Holy Spirit.
That is so good. Oh, I like that. That is a What the Faith Friday. I love it. Pastor Ron Vietti. We're talking about the history of the church. They have their 50th celebration going on this weekend. Tell the folks one more time how they can attend.
You can attend. We have a 9 o'clock service and 11 o'clock service. And then all day long, there's activities for the children. 7 o'clock service at night. You come back at 4:30 and eat. Food everywhere.
Live music.
We're giving away golf clubs. We're giving away all kinds of stuff.
Wait, hold on, Pastor. I golf. I don't know if you realize that.
Hey, you might come and win. We're going to be giving away a lot of stuff. I can't tell much more about what we're giving away. It'll be a surprise. But then at 7 o'clock, we have a 1 hour service. And then at 8 or 8:15, we're doing aerial fireworks.
So good. So good. If you guys don't have anything going on this weekend, even if you do, cancel your plans and get out to Valley Bible Fellowship. This weekend is happening on Sunday, the 50th celebration. And the greatest thing that they're going to be giving out, the word.
I'm looking for salvation.
That's right. You're going to be giving out that.
I think we'll have 20, 30, 40. I really do.
I love it. I feel it. I'll be praying for it, Pastor. I want to thank you for stopping in and sharing all the stories of the church and the thing going on this weekend.
My privilege.
I appreciate it so much. We'll have to get you back since you're kind of retiring.
No, don't use that word retire.
You're going to be a little more free with your time.
A little more free. I don't know. I think I already have 40, 50 hours going.
You actually can be more busy now than you were before. But you're always welcome back on a What the Faith Friday, and we'll talk some more and try to get some souls saved, right?
Appreciate it.
That's what it's all about. Pastor Ron Vietti, you guys come out, join me. I'm going to stop out there. Some of my family goes to church out there, so I'll be out there. I'm going to attend service on Sunday morning. You guys can come sit with me as well, and I'll be out there for the celebration in the afternoon. So come and hang out, stop by and say hi again. Pastor Ron Vietti, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Got to get to a break. Come back on the other side, wrap it up, get your guys' text messages and comments. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. That is the number to do so. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back. No, thank you. No, that was great. I got tongue-tied a couple times.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Ralph Bailey Show, weekdays from 3 till 6 p.m.
So they're releasing excerpts of Kamala Harris's new book, 107 Days, which of course is her implication. I didn't have time. But boy, howdy, not to anybody's surprise, I guess, she throws Joe and Jill and the administration totally under the bus.
on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's Friday and there's plenty to do in Bakersfield this weekend. I know there's a comedy show tonight, so maybe if you're headed to that and you're looking for a place to go before, maybe after, have a bite to eat, you have a drink, let me tell you about the Stockyard. 2525 F Street. It's a little whiskey bar, speakeasy type. You never heard of it? There's a reason for that. There's not even a sign. There's a rope and a carpet. You're going to walk up to the door. You're going to push the doorbell. They're going to ask you what's the password. You're going to tell them, why not JR? You're going to be able to go in and you're going to be transported to a different time in a different place. You won't even remember you're in Bakersfield. Now, it's right next to Casey's Steakhouse, which means you can get some of the food from Casey's Steakhouse at the Stockyard. You want some steak bites? You can have that. You want a shrimp cocktail? You can get that too. Not to mention the great selection of whiskey that they have and specialty cocktails. Haley will take care of you. Tell her I said hi. It's the Stockyard, 2525 F Street. Don't forget the password. Why not JR?
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Football season is back on Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code ROAM and get $50 in bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROAM on Prize Picks to get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Need cash fast? Tap into the value of your home with a home equity line of credit from Valley Strong Credit Union. Whether it's for home improvements, debt consolidation, or that dream vacation, you can get your cash offer in minutes. That's right, just minutes to unlock the power of your home's equity with no hard credit pull to see how much cash you can get. No stress, no waiting, just smart local banking that puts you first. Grow your possibilities with Valley Strong Credit Union. Visit valleystrong.com to get started today.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kirk Radio. I want to thank Pastor Ron Vietti for stopping by. They have the 50 years of ministry celebration going on this weekend out at the, they'll have service at both campuses, 9 and 11 a.m. That's over on 2300 East Brundage Lane or out at 6228 Coffee Road. And then everybody's going to come back at about 4:30. They're going to start the celebration. There'll be all kinds of stuff, food trucks, live music, fun activities, giveaways, all kinds of things. And then at 7 o'clock, they'll start another service. After that, they're going to have fireworks. It's going to be a good time. I will be out there. You guys can come and join me as well. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. Chris, there's a question for you in the chat here.
Oh, there is.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey, JR, can you ask Chris, who should I start, Drake May or Herbert? I forgot to ask him in the morning.
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. Who does Justin Herbert play for, Chris?
He plays for the Chargers.
He plays for the Chargers, Chris. And where are the Chargers playing this week, Chris?
Look, man, I realize.
Where are the Chargers playing this week, Chris?
I can't give him.
They're playing in Las Vegas, Chris. And,
I know.
And who's going to be at that game in Las Vegas, Chris?
We will
be at that game in Las Vegas, Chris. And if Herbert starts going off, I'm going to look at you, Chris.
Look, man, I like.
I'm going to look at you. I'm going to look at you and be like, And as a matter of fact, when he starts failing, I'm going to look at you and be like, do that again.
Look,
against
man,
the Raiders.
He can't outperform.
Mm-hmm.
And I could be the mush. The mush could rub off on me.
Yeah, you've been hanging around with Ralph long enough. You can mush almost anything.
I mean, the mush has been mushy. mush.
He's been extra mushy.
Into a broken collar.
Oh my gosh, he sounds like one of my cousins on our fantasy league. Whoever he drafts automatically gets hurt. We all get mad, like, don't pick a Raider, please. Don't pick my cousin's a 49er fan. He's like, don't pick a 49er.
Don't you touch
And he
that
did.
shit.
He took Kittle, as a matter of fact. And look at Kittle's out now, too.
Yeah, Brock Purdy too.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
That was pretty funny. The our GM's joke earlier.
What's that?
Irony of the 49ers is that Christian McCaffrey
It
is
was the only
one
healthy player. Let's see how long that lasts.
That was funny.
Sorry, 49er fans.
Y'all are cursed.
Y'all are cursed.
You're cursed. I don't know what you guys did.
I got to get out of here, make room for the Ralph Bailey Show. It's a Friday. Rick Bentley will stop by, KGET entertainment reporter. They'll talk all things entertainment. Then I hear Cassie Biddle is stopping by from Casey's Steakhouse. Well, guess what, Cassie? I'm going over to your establishment. You can come hang out in here. I'm going to head over to the Stockyard. That's right. You guys come hang out with me in the Stockyard and then find me at Valley Bible this weekend. I got to get out of here. It's the JR Show. Lily, Dad loves you.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
Yay!
News this hour from
Test,
Town
test, test.
Hall. I'm Pete Peters in Washington.
What's that?
The FBI and authorities in Utah have arrested 22-year-old.
All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. Be good to each other. I'll be in Vegas on Monday.
Charlie Kirk.
That's right.
But appearing on the
Las
Salem News
Vegas.
program this week on Capitol
Be at the
Hill
game.
with
We're going to do
Tony
the
Perkins,
show live
Southern
from Las
California
Vegas, you guys.
pastor
So
Jack Hibbs
it's going to be
says
fun.
his
I don't know if we're going to do it from the room
Charlie
yet or if
Kirk's
we're going to do it
impact on a
from
whole
the actual
generation of
tailgating.
young
But
people.
we're going to do
Charlie
a
Kirk
show
was
live from
very
Vegas on
deliberate
Monday.
in
You're not going to want to miss.
himself
You're going to want to
in the
watch.
lives of young
All right, you guys, be
people.
good to each other. Come hang out with me, Valley Bible, on Sunday. And yes, I will be at the Stockyard tonight. So come on, you tell them the password. Why not, JR?
They said, I'm changing teams.
Be good to each
That's
other.
how they phrased it. I'm going to change teams. I'm going to become a believer. Isn't that biblical?